At first, it looked like a tragic accident. A young woman, a missed call, a burned phone on the edge of a highway. But what started as a routine missing person report spiraled into one of the most unsettling investigations the city of Macon, Georgia, had ever seen. And the conviction? Let's just say, it left more questions than answers. Jada Morgan was the kind of person who made everyone feel seen. A 22-year-old nursing student, top of her class, always smiling. On Thursday night, she FaceTimed her sister, laughing about a silly patient story, sipping a peach soda, and sitting cross-legged on her apartment floor. "Be safe, okay?" her sister said. Jada winked. "Always am." That was the last time anyone saw her alive. The next morning, Jada didn't show up to her hospital rotation. Her roommate assumed she left early, but by 8 p.m., still no Jada. Her phone went straight to voicemail. Police were contacted just after midnight. First, no red flags. She was an adult. Maybe she needed a break. But her mom insisted she wouldn't vanish. Not Jada. They entered her apartment. He's gone. Shoes gone. Her nursing bag? Still there. But the real clue came 48 hours later. On a rural stretch of Highway 247, two hikers spotted something smoldering beneath a patch of pine trees. At first, they thought it was just trash. But then they saw the melted outline of a smartphone. Screen bubbled, case blackened, barely recognizable. Investigators confirmed it. It was Jada's phone. No fingerprints, no usable data, but the SIM card, still intact. And that's when everything took a dark turn. Using phone tower pings and data from the SIM, police found something strange. In the hours after Jada's last FaceTime, dozens of texts were sent from her number. Messages to friends saying things like, "I'm fine, just need space, going off the grid, don't look for me," totally unlike her. Then nothing. Enter Tarek Holden, Jada's on-again, off-again boyfriend. A 24-year-old mechanic. He'd been with her on and off for 2 years. Police brought him in for questioning. Tarek was calm. Too calm. "She probably just needed a break," he told detectives. "She's done that before. Maybe she just left town." But her family said otherwise. She was planning a surprise for him, an anniversary dinner. She'd never run from that. Then police discovered Tarek had a prior assault charge. Dropped, but still on file. Now he was a person of interest. Behind her apartment, a maintenance worker discovered a hoodie stuffed in a storm drain. It was singed and smelled like gasoline. Forensics confirmed it belonged to Jada. Her name was stitched on the inside tag, a birthday gift from her mom. The pocket contained two things: a receipt from a Shell gas station and a broken necklace chain, Jada's, according to her sister. The timestamp on the receipt? 2:17 a.m., just 4 hours after her FaceTime. The gas station? A mile from Tarek's garage. Detectives pulled CCTV footage from the gas station. Blurry, grainy, but unmistakable. A man in a dark hoodie pumping gas into a red jerry can. The timestamp matched. The man? Police said it was Tarek. He denied it. "That's not me. I was home asleep. No jerry can. I don't even wear hoodies like that anymore." But there was no alibi. No one to back up his story. And that's when the prosecution built their case. Despite no body, no murder weapon, and no direct witnesses, Tarek Holden was arrested and charged with second-degree murder. The jury deliberated for just 6 hours. They convicted him. The DA claimed he lured her out, killed her in a rage, burned her phone to cover his tracks. But here's where it gets weird. After the conviction, a few details started raising eyebrows. 1. The jerry can was never recovered. 2. There were 2 sets of partial prints on the phone, neither belonged to Tarek. 3. And most importantly, a security camera 3 miles away caught something no one expected. A second figure, a woman, in a hooded sweatshirt, walking alone with a phone in hand, hours after Jada's disappearance. And she looked a lot like Jada. Police never followed up. 1 year after Tarek's conviction, a woman named Alyssa Keys walked into a local news station. She claimed something terrifying. "I was in a rideshare the night Jada went missing. I saw her, I swear. She was crying in the back seat of a blue car. I only remember because the driver kept saying, 'Don't worry, nobody's gonna hurt you.' It haunted me." She'd reported it to a non-emergency line. No one followed up. And guess what? The driver matched the description of a man who once dated Jada's roommate. A man who had just moved out weeks earlier. When reporters tracked down the roommate, she denied everything. Said she didn't even remember the guy. But online, sleuths found photos, Facebook posts from just 2 months before the disappearance. Smiling, flirty captions. Him tagged. His name? Devin Price. A janitor with a criminal record. Theft, stalking, and domestic battery. Police never questioned him. Why? Because they were too focused on Tarek. After the footage surfaced, the case against Tarek Holden, who was already serving 15 years, began to crack. His defense filed for a post-conviction review, citing withheld evidence and failure to investigate alternative suspects. At the same time, amateur sleuths online started digging deeper into Devin Price, the ex-boyfriend of Jada's roommate. What they found? Disturbing. Turns out, Devin had left 3 jobs in 2 years, each time after complaints from female coworkers about creepy behavior. He'd been accused of following one home. Another said he'd hacked her social media, but none of these led to charges. He stayed under the radar. Until now, just 1 week after the viral footage hit the news, a call came into a local station. "If you want to know where she is, look near Lake Tobasovki, west side, behind the old boathouse." The voice was scrambled. Could have been male or female. Detectives dismissed it at first, until an independent reporter followed up. And what he found changed everything. Behind the rotting remains of a boathouse, buried beneath a pile of brush, was a burned duffel bag. Inside, a nursing badge, a scorched peach soda can, and a bone fragment the size of a thumb. DNA results came back, confirmed to be Jada Morgan. Tarek's defense team pounced. If she died near the lake, why was all the evidence tied to him found miles away on a different road? Unless, what if Tarek was framed? He was the easiest target, ex-boyfriend, past charge, no solid alibi. But what if someone wanted him out of the picture? That's when Jada's roommate, Camille Bryant, was brought in for new questioning. And she cracked. Kind of. Camille admitted she had lied about Devin. "We were seeing each other, but I broke it off after he got weird. Controlling. He started showing up at places I never told him I'd be. I thought it was over. But the kicker? The night Jada disappeared, Camille wasn't home. She said she was staying with friends, but her phone pinged from the same Shell gas station where the hoodie receipt was found. And there's more. A tech forensics firm hired by Tarek's lawyers pulled deleted data from the gas station's hard drive. What they found was never turned over to police. A second angle. Same timestamp, different view. It wasn't Tarek pumping the gas. The man was taller, thinner. He wore gloves, and when he turned, his face briefly caught the light. It was Devin Price. Camille had borrowed Jada's hoodie earlier that week. She'd left it at Devin's place. And that peach soda can in the duffel bag? Only one store sold that brand locally. Security footage from 2 nights before the disappearance showed Devin buying a 12-pack. Every item tied to Jada's last seen moment could now be traced, not to Tarek, but to Devin. Just as a warrant was issued, Devin vanished. His car was found abandoned in a Walmart parking lot. Inside, fast food wrappers, the burner phone, and a notebook with this chilling phrase scribbled on a page. "They'll never find her whole." The manhunt began. 3 weeks. Nothing. No sightings. No phone pings. No credit card use. Until a wildlife camera in Alabama, 170 miles away, captured a man walking through a pine forest. He looked ragged, beard grown out, backpack slung low. Analysts said it was an 80% match for Devin. But by the time police arrived, he was gone. And then, an envelope arrived at the DA's office. Inside was a handwritten note. "You locked up the wrong man," she screamed. And then she didn't. Signed D. With it, a flash drive. The footage on it was pixelated. grimy, but the audio unmistakable. A voice, a girl's voice, sobbing, and one phrase over and over, "Please, just call my sister." This was the final nail. The DA's office formally vacated Tariq Holden's conviction. He was released after 2 years behind bars for a crime he didn't commit. A press conference was held. Apologies given. Investigators promised reforms. But nothing could undo what was done. Tariq walked free but not whole. They took my name, my time, my peace. And she's still not home. Because while bone fragments were found, Jada's full remains were never recovered. Jada Morgan was last seen smiling on FaceTime, full of life, full of plans. What followed was a cascade of errors, and a chilling glimpse into what happens when justice moves too fast. Devin Price is still at large, and Jada's story, her real story, still isn't finished. Note to viewers, Devin Price remains a fugitive. If seen, contact authorities. Major lesson: never assume guilt without proof. False convictions steal justice from everyone.